Hey all, yep, it's me, Bill Greenberg with PhoneScholar.com, and boy, I'm sorry, I've been away a real long time. For those of you who don't know, I lost my father about a month ago, and for those of you who know him, the people who are friends of mine that watch us all the time, you knew what a tremendously wonderful person he was. For those of you who didn't know him, unfortunately lost the opportunity to meet one of the finest people you would ever meet. And hopefully I can live up to a little bit of what he was. Most of what I am today is a lot because of him. And the rest of my broadcasts from now on are dedicated to his memory. He was a tremendous man, and there's some of you over the past month, a number of you have sent some very, very, very kind words and notes, and you don't understand how much I appreciate that. It really helped me out. It really lets me know that he did pass on the best part of himself to me, which was reaching out to people and being able to connect. So I want to thank you very, very much for all the kind words and the kind wishes. And I'm going to get back into it. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer than I expected, but I also, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit sick, so I'm a little bit worse for the wear. Excuse the scruffiness, but hopefully by the middle of this week I'll be able to get full back into swing. There's so many things that I missed, and I do want to catch up on a lot of the major important things. So this broadcast may be a little bit long. I'll try to keep it as quick as I can. But I have to get these things out. You know me, I talk, and there's things I have to get out. So I'll catch up throughout the next week or so on some very important announcements. The Windows 7's phones, obviously there's been a lot of reviews and a lot of stuff on that. The Verizon announcement of the iPhones that are definitely probably coming out in the beginning of next year, things like that. So I'll catch up on all that stuff. I have all the articles ready to go. It's just a ton of them, and I don't want to inundate you every day, so I'll catch up a little bit by little bit. And as I go along, there'll be days where there's no story, so I can add 3 or 4 of those in. I'll try to give you a couple of current events and then go back a couple of them. And if I go over things that you've already know or already seen, I apologize for that, but in my opinion, I think they're important to catch up. I owe a couple of people some reviews out there, which I'm working on, and I will get to them this week also. So today, October 25th, 2010, here's a summary of what we got going on today. As this was announced about 10 days ago, Verizon Wireless is carrying the iPad. Now, it's a little bit confusing. What they're doing is they're bundling a Wi-Fi version of the iPad, so Apple is not making a Verizon iPad. It is a Wi-Fi version, the same Wi-Fi version that you can get through the Apple Store, and they're bundling it with what's called the MiFi 2000, which is a little credit card-sized Wi-Fi hotspot. And that will allow you to use the iPad and get the Verizon Wireless 3G network. Really cool. They're bundling with it, no extra charge. The iPad's the same price as everywhere else, $630 for the 16 gig, $730 for the 32 gig, $830 for the 64 gig, and it's the same. And at the same time, AT&T is also going to start carrying them. This is all on October 28th, this Thursday. So now you can get them at the Apple Store, you can get them at Best Buy, Target, Walmart, Verizon Wireless, and the Apple Store. So they are really branching out, and they're getting ready for all the other tablets that are coming out. I'm going to say you'll probably start seeing them in other places too eventually. In fact, who knows, maybe all 4 carriers will start carrying them. But again, it's a Wi-Fi version. They are bundling it with a free MiFi card. It's a little credit card size things. And their data plans, there's no contract, which is really, to use a 3G network for Verizon and no contract is pretty cool. And they are charging, there's 4 different data plans. And it's $20 for 1 gig, $35 for 3 gig, $50 for 5 gig, and $80 for 10 gig. That's all you're going to pay per month. And it really just depends on how much you want to download, how many books you're going to use, stuff like that. If you're not going to download a ton of stuff and you're not going to use a lot of stuff, a lot of video stuff, you can probably get away with the 1 gig. I mean, the ebooks don't cost that much in data usage, so I would check it out. And of course, the cool thing about Verizon is, especially if you go on myverizon.com, you can always check on how much you're using at the time. Excuse me, but I want to get this on the background. Okay, sorry. How much you're using at the time, how much usage you're using. They also send you notices if you're going over. So really cool from that, and of course you can change that at any time. Now, as I said, the AT&T stores are also going to be carrying these at the same time, October 28th. Now, and many of you said, well, wait a second, it's an AT&T product, but it was never available in the stores. Now, they are going to be carrying the 3G version with the AT&T that you can sign up for the 3G and sign up on their network if you want, or you just get their prices are for 250 megabytes, it's $15, and for 2 gigs, it's $25. So if you go gig to gig, if you compare it, The Verizon prices are a little bit higher, but you get more for the money. So actually, per gig, the Verizon price is actually a little bit better. So, and you do get, like I said, you get the free. Now, you do have to carry around the MiFi, so that could be an issue. But of course, you could just stick it in a case or a pocket or something, and it'll work just fine. Plus the fact you can use up to 5 devices. So if you go to a Starbucks, your buddy can use their laptop and to hook up on your hotspot at the same time. So it works real well that way. Check it out. I think you really like it. Next, Verizon Wireless has already announced this, but they are going to be carrying the Galaxy Tab tablet starting on November 11th. And again, that is also, now that one's going to have the 3G embedded into it. So you will be using the Verizon Wireless 3G network directly with that. Same data plans, $20, $35, $50, and $80 for the different gigs. Same exact plan. Again, no contract required whatsoever. So really cool. It's going to be $600, which is still $30 less than the iPad for the 16 gigabyte. The Galaxy Tab does offer a 32 gigabyte model, but they have not announced it yet here, or none of the carriers have announced it yet, but you can expand the 16 gigabyte version that you're going to purchase on the 11th up to 32 gigs. It has a slot for that, so you can do that, and you just add the card and you do that for whatever the 32 gig cards are going for right now. So that's pretty good. Now, the advantage with the Samsung Tab, it does have 2 cameras, as opposed to the iPad that has none, but the iPad does have a bigger screen, 9.7 inch screen as opposed to a 7 inch screen. The tabs are going to be coming out with the Froyo 2.2 embedded in them. And again, remember, 3G, so you don't need an extra card for that. So that should be a really cool thing. Sprint has also announced that they are going to be carrying the Galaxy Tab on November 14th, and they're offering it for $399, but that's with a 2-year contract, or $599 or $600, the same thing, with no contract. So if you want to get locked in for with Sprint, you can get it for $200 less. They're offering a 2 gigabyte for $30 and a 5 gigabyte for $60. Remember, the 5 gigabyte for Verizon is $50. So I know this sounds all a little bit confusing. Read all the articles. It'll help you out quite a bit. And then you can go online and check all this out. But it's just a matter of which system you want to use if you want to get one of these items. Again, tremendous news for everything. And this is going to come fast and furious. These tablets are going to be coming out huge directly. I think by next year, you're going to have probably up towards 50 to 100 of these available, and I'll try to keep it as informed as I can. Maybe I'll try to put some comparison chart once they all start coming out to make it easier for you. I'll work on that also. If I don't have one, I'm sure somebody will that I can pass on. That's all I got for today. Again, thanks very much. This is just a ramp up. I will be much better for the rest of the week. And again, thanks to everybody who has been tremendous about this. As for everything, please go to the full articles, www.phonescholar.com. Send me questions, which you did, and I did try to answer some of them at blog questions at phonescholar.com. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.